Hey, how are you doing? We are about to dive into how to lower, minimize insecurities in your relationship. That is the topic, and that's what I want to be able to provide you with a little bit of direction in. So, if you're kind of stepping back, right, you are someone in a relationship, and you're someone that currently has some insecurities, which are some doubts, some worries, maybe fears of certain things, like fears of the worst thing happening in your relationship. I want to share two strategies with you. One of them has to do with challenging the insecurity. So I'll give you an example of that. And challenging is literally exactly probably what you're thinking, right? So if it's, one fighter here, one fighter here. Muhammad Ali challenges Mike Tyson. And that's what it is. We have the insecurity, and then we're challenging it with a rational, strong thought. Now, let's go into a more vivid example so it makes sense as far as a relationship. Let's say that you're in a relationship and something's happened in the past, right? And whatever took place in the past has led to trust being negatively impacted in a bad way. So now, in the current present time, you find yourself still having these insecurities, these feelings and thoughts of self doubt, of doubt that the relationship may not be going in the right direction, or your partner may do something that they shouldn't do. A strategy to do is to challenge that thought ASAP, right away, as soon as possible. Meaning that as soon as the thought comes in, you challenge it by looking at present day, what is taking place that highlights security, that goes really in the opposite direction of doubt and of insecurity. So an example of that could be where you tell yourself, okay, my partner checks in with me every day, my partner goes to bed with me, they wake up in the morning with me, they're kind throughout the day, they take time out of their day to reach out, to ask me how I'm feeling, how I'm doing. So far, I've shared 7 of these with you. And this is the secondary strategy here. Whenever we go into insecurities, sometimes an insecurity goes from one thought to another, to another, to another. And as the thoughts build, so do the intensity, right? In the beginning, you have one thought of insecurity, and let's say it's like a level 1 intensity. It's not too bad, you can kind of deal with it. But then as they keep going, it's like feeding that bad dog. It's bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger. Then it becomes much more difficult to move forward in life. We kind of get stuck on that insecurity. So we challenge it, which I shared with you a little bit earlier, and then after challenging, we go into the secondary strategy that has to do with consistency. The more that I challenge that thought of insecurity, it starts to weaken it, and then I provide more thoughts of security. Positive thoughts of security, a positive thought of security, and so on until I get 5, 10 of these. And the more I do of these, the more these feed the good dog, right, or the good wolf, and then that one gets really, really strong. So then when I wake up tomorrow, I am more likely to have positive thoughts of security in my relationship versus negative thoughts of doubt in my relationship. So that's one clear strategy. The second one that I want to share with you is more of a rational thinking strategy. Now, this has to do with reflection and understanding. And I'll keep it very direct so you're able to run with it, if you will. But as always, reach out if you have some questions pertaining to it. So with this reflection part, you go back into the history of your relationship or the history of yourself to figure out where does this insecurity stem from. So I have this plant behind me, on this side, right? And let's say that the plant's got some issues like right here on the leaves, right? One way for me to really figure out what's going on with this plant is to pull the whole thing up and then look at the roots, the stem, right? Look at that system in there, and that's going to tell me what the issue is. It's going to say, well, some bugs are in there or whatever it may be. So look at your history in the relationship. Look at yourself, your personal history in this relationship and other relationships, the way that you grew up. And maybe you're able to find something there that connects to insecurity. And I'll give you an example of what that may mean. Let's say that in my relationship history, way in the heyday, let's say early relationships like in high school or something, I struggled with insecurities in relationships, maybe due to dishonesty from other partners, right? So now as I go forward in my new relationships, I may still carry that in some sort of subconscious or even a very deliberate conscious way. So then when my partner does certain things, like I text and they take 10 seconds versus 5 seconds to text me, my feeling of insecurity comes in, not due to directly my partner's actions, but indirectly. Now it's directly due to my history not being resolved. And then my partner is just engaging in an action that triggers my history, right? We're making sense so far, to kind of wait back up, and then create that insecurity within. So hopefully that makes sense. Now again, we sat here today, we looked at how to address insecurities in your relationship, in a relationship, and I shared 2 strategies with you. I do hope that it's supportive. And I'm glad you're watching this. I think it's very important that hopefully you're here with your partner. I think it's important to acknowledge, give yourself a pat in the back, that you're working and you're trying to engage in activities that highlight self-care and that highlight improvement. You want to keep moving forward in life and learn different things here and there, so that you stay, if you will, polishing yourself. All right, such as like a diamond in the rust that you're always trying to polish to make shinier and pretty. All right, thanks for being here. Take care.